Good morning and welcome back to the Doula channel. It's been a while since the last post. Many things have changed since then. I have since become a grandmother. Sweet baby Kinsley was born in June, so we've been enjoying our time with her and watching her grow. But there's been a lot of talks going on in the community that um, are a little unstable, and I think there's a lot of change coming. So today we're going to talk about doula fees, what you can expect as a client to potentially be paying for the doula that you're interviewing with, and what doulas in the community may be charging themselves. So if you're a brand new doula or you're an established doula, we're going to talk about some of the ranges that I've seen in the community just to give kind of a basis. Now, I also know behind the scenes there are some discussions going on with the powers that be that make rules for the childbirth community. And I think what this is going to establish is more of a basic guideline, more of a streamline, and fees may be one of those things that will be changing. So stay tuned for that. I don't predict that it's going to be in the next 6 months to a year, but I do think it's in our immediate future. And for me, that means anything in the next 5 years. So when I teach labor doula trainings, which I've been doing for almost 10 years through CAPA. CAPA is the largest doula organization in the world, and I'm very proud to serve them. I completely 100% back their scope of practice and code of conduct. And this is something that we put a lot of emphasis on, again, in the community. So when we get to the last day of training, when we're talking about establishing a business and setting your fee structure, this is what I always say to my students. You are starting your own business. That means that you can charge whatever you want. You can set your fees however you see fit for your business. But the only advice or guidance that I may give is to back things out. Start from behind the scenes. As a doula, what do you need to make per month to meet your family's budget needs? So let's take an example for simple math, because many know that math is probably not my best subject. But let's say you needed to make $1,000 per month to add to your family's income. Now, as a new doula coming out of training, are you going to charge $1,000 per client? Are you going to charge $500 per client? Or are you going to charge $250 per client? So if you're charging $1,000 per client, that means you could take one client per month and meet your family's budget. If you're charging $500 per client, then you are going to take 2 clients per month to meet your family's budget. And if you're charging $250, then you will need to take 4 clients per month to meet your family's income budget. So I always say back it out that way. Now, are you also a childbirth educator? Are you a lactation educator? Are you a massage therapist? Do you do Reiki? Do you have some other supplemental income? Where do you want to spend your time? Is your passion 100% serving clients? Or are there other items in which you would be adding to your repertoire? So maybe you take 3 clients per month plus 10 Reiki clients, as an example, or massage therapy clients. So try and back it out that way. Find out what you need to make as a doula, and then set your budget or your fees accordingly. The other thing that I tell my students is you need to feel confident with the fee that you are charging. Because what is the one thing that clients will ask as soon as they call is, what is your fee? Or they're going to look for it on your website, and you can decide whether or not you put that on your website. One of the other things that we talk about is a doula for everybody. So if everybody is charging $2,000 per month, does that make doulas obtainable for every client? And the answer to that is no. And I feel very strongly that if anybody wants a doula, they should have one because they truly understand the benefits of the support that you're providing. So make it obtainable. Understand what the other doulas in your area are charging so that you are definitely in the running for certain clients. Now, the other thing that we talk about is experience. So if you are a brand new client coming out of training, a brand new doula coming out of training, and let's say you live in an area where there's a doula who's been doing this for 15 to 20 years, and her fee is $1,500. Would you also be charging $1,500 right out of training? Well, certainly you could. But the question becomes, did you just work yourself out of a job? So if the client is interviewing with you, a brand new doula straight out of training, and also interviewing with a doula who's been doing this for almost 15 years, did you potentially work yourself out of a job? The answer is yes. However, clients hire doulas for different reasons. So you may have other qualities that she's looking for, and she may or may not be willing to pay that fee. So take that into consideration. What are the other doulas charging in your area? The way to do that is to begin networking with these doulas in your area. We are an amazing community of lifting doulas up, supporting doulas where they are, and not getting into the pettiness that may also be going on in the world when it comes to doulas and doula fees. So network with these doulas, learn to find out who the doulas are in your area that are charging around the same fee as you, so you can begin to build up your backup network. I can't imagine doing this work without my backup doulas, and they know I absolutely love and respect them. But you want to know who the doulas are in your area that are charging approximately the same, that also have the same background or the same amount of time invested that you do, so that you are offering the same support that a client may be looking for in you through your backup doula. So those are for the doulas out there. That's my general speech. Charge what you want. It's your business. But to keep yourself in the running, do a little bit of homework. Understand what your family budget needs are so that you can meet those as well. This certainly is not a profession I think that many of us got into to become rich. We do this because we are passionate about serving families. We want to help families get the education and the answers that they need so that they can navigate through their births as well. Now, if you're a client looking for a doula, this is where it becomes amazing. In Southern California, we have over 600 doulas to choose from. So certainly, we tell you to interview as many doulas as you have time for. That way, you pick the best doula for you. And the things that you may be looking for in a doula may vary. There are lists of questions that you can ask doulas out on the internet. But certainly we know that you may be asking what the fee is. So again, you need to understand what your family's budget is. How much money do you have to spend on a doula? And then you can begin to do your search based on that, as well as experience, training, certification, knowledge of your birthing place, whether that's the hospital, obviously home birth or birth center, or your care provider. Have they done births with your care provider before? So if you've sat down with your partner and you've realized that your budget is $2,000, clearly you can start interviewing some some doulas that are charging in that area or less. Brand new doulas coming out of training, I say, may charge anywhere from free to about $500. Then you have doulas that may have 3 years to 6 years experience that may be charging anywhere from $500 to $900. And then those that have 6 to 10 years experience or more may be charging $1,000, $1,200, $1,500. There are no industry standards for what doulas can charge. So you can call them up, find out what their fee is, what that includes. The other industry standard is most doulas, not all, may offer to interview with you for free or for no obligation. You sit down, you talk with them, find out if they are a good fit for you. If chosen, they may do at least 2 visits with you prior to your estimated due date. We tend to call those prenatal visits. So either you go to their office or they come to your home, and you are building an image or a vision for them. What is important for your birth? You're talking about the things that you want your doula to be aware of for your birth. You're also sharing with her your expectations of your doula. So as a doula, I want to know, what do you expect from me? What is my role in your birth? Because I want to make sure that I can meet that. Or during your postpartum period. During the second prenatal visit, they may go over what to expect when you're in labor. They may cover position changes, when to call, when they will join you, any fears or thoughts that you have going into this birth. So each doula will customize those prenatal visits for you. Clearly, we are on call for you from the time that we contract with you, or at least 2 weeks prior to your estimated due date, and then up to 2 weeks after that as well. And that will be clearly stated in her contract as well. So you may want to ask to see a copy of the contract in advance. Obviously, our time with you throughout labor and birth. Many doulas will determine the time that they want to join you in birth. Some will say that we want to come and be with you as soon as we're invited into your birth. Or as a postpartum doula, we will meet you when you come home with baby, or we give you that first night to stay home with baby so that we can clearly answer any questions or troubleshoot anything you had from the night before. We will obviously join you either in early labor, active labor, when you invite us in. Some will labor with you at home. Some will choose to meet you at the hospital birth center. So these are good questions to ask your doula. We will stay with you throughout the rest of the labor and birth, and usually a couple hours after delivery. If you're planning to breastfeed, we want to make sure that breastfeeding gets off to a really good start. And then we usually want to see you again when you're home and you're ready for visitors. Now, most of us say it's up to you to schedule that postpartum visit as well. And we'll sit down and we'll just kind of review your birth. We want to celebrate you. We want to find out if you are having any challenges as new parents and be that resource for you in your community. If you're having troubles with breastfeeding, we want to make sure to get you in touch with an IBCLC. If you're having some challenges with the way that you're feeling after birth, we can certainly get you in touch with some therapists that specialize in postpartum mood disorders. Give you a professional to talk with. So we want to give you the best of the best in the community. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call up, talk with some of the doulas in your area. If you are a doula and you have any questions about setting your fees, definitely get together with the other doulas in your area. If you have joined DASC, which is Doulas Association of Southern California, they have circle meetings throughout the entire year that are local to your area. So you can meet like-minded ladies or gentlemen in your area that can support you. And certainly if you have any questions for me, I welcome any emails, phone calls, text messages, and I'll guide you as best I can. So I wish you all great success in abundance, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon on a new topic. Take care. Have a great day.